Hey everyone, I know it's not the Tea Tuesday, but I had to come back on live and just share some thoughts that just have been on my mind for the past couple of days and nights because I guess I'm just struggling wrapping my head around this and not sure how else to get the point across. So I think maybe the only way to do that is to continue to talk about it. And in particular, what I'm talking about is this tendency we have, and I want to say it's mostly with women, to have this victim mentality. And then it turns into career self-sabotage. You know, my last Tea Tuesday was centered around getting knocked down and what it's required to pick yourself back up and how it's important to not allow those deviations, those roadblocks, those obstacles that can be either in nature of a person or those obstacles that people put in our way deter us from the career growth and the focus we have for targeting where we want to be and who we want to be. And you know, I've had some subsequent conversations since that Tea Tuesday around that subject, and what has really just blown my mind, frankly, just really blown my mind, is the level of importance that some of us tend to put on. Now, you may remember another Tea Tuesday I did around a business card and being so title struck. Well, we also have the situation where we can be so hung up on what that job description says. I mean, you know, the fact that maybe a shift that takes place in our roles that we have, the obstacle that somebody puts before us is that they change our role scope. Okay, so at one point in time, you had a managerial scope of role where you actually had people reporting to you, and then for whatever reason, I don't know, somebody's boy shows up, something else happens, a shift in the culture or things that are happening around you, and your scope changes, right? Okay, so it is not the freaking end of the world that the scope changes. It doesn't translate to your lack of leadership ability. It doesn't translate that you don't have managerial skills. It doesn't translate to anything else that you tend to create and put out there, again, self-sabotage around it. It just freaking blows my mind. I can't even believe how we allow titles on titles on business cards. See, I can't even talk because I'm so frustrated. Titles on business cards and job descriptions that change to determine our level of worthiness in a role and our level of ability to lead. I mean, that's absolutely ludicrous. Frankly, you know, and this has to do a little bit with my Tea Tuesday. You know, it doesn't translate to a demotion. One, did your title change? Probably not. Did your pay change? Probably not. The scope of your role, maybe it diminished, but hey, let's find the positive side of that. You don't have direct reports now? Might not be such a bad thing for a period of time. Use that to the advantage to, one, drive some projects that you can focus on and be the star and the lead in it, okay? And not have to worry about, you know, performance reviews and some of the other things that tend to drive us down. Don't turn the fact that your scope of your role and you no longer manage people then automatically equates to your lack of worthiness. Thank you, Jay. Totally agree. Thank you so much for your support, Jerisha. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, I know you know this, Jay, because you came from corporate America and made that switch and that flip, and I love you for it. And I know you saw this when you were in corporate America. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So what? He or she, unfortunately, if it was a she above you, did the flip and the okey doke on you. Take a minute, breathe, okay? Breathe. Get through whatever emotional impact that it's given you, and let's just get over it. Let's get about the business. Let's get about showing them your ability to lead in spite of the change that you believe now has set you back. Show them that you can rise above. Show them that you are manager material. Lead the hell out of that project. Blow it up. Go far, exceed the expectation around whatever you're assigned, and quit getting hung up on what's on the darn business card and what's in the job description. For real. I mean, seriously. Seriously. Now let's flip that. They give you a job description. Okay, so that means you're going to work, you're going to stay within the boundaries of that job description? Oh, really? So you got a job description and you're not going to stretch yourself out beyond that. You seriously are not going to stretch yourself out beyond that. That's what's crazy. I don't care what's on a piece of paper, y'all, for real. I don't care what's on a piece of paper. I know what I bring to the table. I know my worth and value. I know how I can execute. I know that as a book that Jay has us read, and those of you out in my world of the tea who don't know Jerisha Hawk, get to know her, Google her, she's fabulous. But when I was working with her on another subject, there's a book that she had out there for us called You're a Badass. So get to the point of knowing that you are one and stand up and act like it. You know, what gets me, we as women in corporate America, we have these setbacks, right? And then we become this woe is me, oh, the world has ended, the sky has fallen, and we fall straight into the stereotype that we're not strong enough to handle challenges. We're not strong enough to handle obstacles that come our way. And then you wonder why you're not a director yet. You wonder why you're not a vice president yet. Because you couldn't handle simply your role scope changing. So hell, you sure can't handle, I don't know, a shift in strategy in the business, and it requires you to think out of the box and how you're going to flip your plan that you had for that year to fit the new strategy. Things in this world they're dynamic in this manufacturing world, in this corporate climb. It can be dynamic, and how you measure up is how you can roll with it. How do you rise above? How do you face adversity and show that, yep, I am a freaking leader, and let me show you how. Let me show you why I define myself as such. Let me show you why I still believe and know that I'm worthy. You may not think so. You may think that roll scopes rocked my world and took me off my square, but it has not. So, so please, ladies, seriously, I mean, I've talked about being title struck. I've talked about some other subjects in my tea, and today is Thursday, October 12th. It's not far from the Tuesday. I just couldn't hold this to my next Tea Tuesday, because I am serious about changing the trajectory of women's careers. I'm serious about helping us get seats at the table. But I'm going to tell you what, we own part of this, y'all. We own a lot of this. How we handle adversity, how we handle how they flip the script on us, how we handle when they change the rules to the game. Y'all, look, the game has been out there. They own it. They made it up. They change the rules at any time they want to. But guess what? We are smart enough to adapt. Just like we see, Elliott, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, just like when I see him dodging and finding those holes to get some yardage or to score a touchdown, that's the same way we got to be in our career. Dodge that. Don't let that obstacle knock you down and you short of the first down. Seriously? Seriously. So let's look. Okay, do what we need to do as women. Find your girl you need to talk to, vent, have a glass of wine, take a walk in the middle of do what you got to do. When it first happens to you, then get about the business of showing them who you are. Get about the business of conducting the extra effort, flipping the script. You know what? No, better yet, I think I'm going to start saying script the flip. So when they flip it on you, you script it and you turn it around. Okay, so y'all, that's enough. I didn't beat that horse today, for real. Probably a little too much, but no, you know what? No, I haven't, because it's too important to me. And I know I see it every day in my life. I see my female colleagues. I see people who are striving to get to the top, continually digging these holes for themselves. And for real, the madness, it's got to stop. Serious. I mean, it's got to stop. Take control. You're worthy. Quit being the victim. Don't play the victim mentality. Stand up, square your shoulders, and get about getting the job done. Exercise the extra effort. Prove them, show them wrong. I'm going to add this last bit, and I'm going to let you guys go. My mom used to tell me years ago, Linda, you can do anything you want to do. And then I had a friend of mine when I was in college, still my boy. It's been 30 years now since I've been out of school. And my boy used to say, you know what, they got to tell me no. They got to tell me no. Make them tell you no. Make them tell you no. Seriously. So, you know the rules of the game, play them. Stand up, broaden them shoulders, ladies, and let's stop the victim mentality, stop the career self-sabotage. Stop it. And as I say at home all the time, stop it now. If you need any help, call me. Take care.